Galatians 2, 15 and 16. It says, we who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith in Jesus Christ. Even we have believed in Christ Jesus that we might be justified by faith in Christ and not by works of the law. This is Paul speaking to Peter, giving him his education that he didn't get when he was under Jesus. He let it slip, actually. He did get it, but he let it slip. And not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law, no flesh will be justified. Okay? That is what Paul is telling him. That is what Paul is telling us here. Okay? The law could not justify or make righteous anyone. Rather, it stood opposed to that. Only a person with inherent righteousness could satisfy the law, but other than Jesus, there is none righteous. Let me make a note right here. And, okay. Instead of being justified by the law, Paul says that he is found in Christ Jesus by possessing a righteousness, here's his words, which is through faith in Christ. Faith in the work of Christ is what grants someone righteousness. This is explained in Ephesians 2, 8, and 9, which we read earlier under this devotional. However, Paul is showing the contrast of this to that of those who apply adherence to the law into their life and conduct. So you've got Ephesians 2, 8, and 9, and then you've got the people that contrast that. And so in Romans 10, 3, he explains why this is so. So let me take you to Romans 10. And it says there in verse 3, for they, the Jews, being ignorant of God's righteousness and seeking to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted to the righteousness of God. And then he goes on, for Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone who believes. That's it. It's the end. It is the end of the law for righteousness. Christ bears inherent righteousness, and he also fulfilled the law. Through faith in him, righteousness is imputed to us. If we reinsert the law, we seek to establish our own righteousness apart from Christ. Once again, Seventh-day Adventists, you must observe the Sabbath, okay? And they have other things. You know, you can't drink Coke, and you're not supposed to eat meat, and this and that and one thing. And it just goes on in a Pepsi, I guess, whatever. It goes, all these legalistic additions, okay, the Hebrew roots movement, you got to do this, and you can't eat that, okay? Every bit of that. Every single bit of that is contrary to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and thus it is no gospel. Yeah, that's right, wrong gospel. It is no gospel. As Paul says in Galatians 1, 6 through 8, anybody who does these is anathema. I say it again, even an angel in heaven comes and tells you, or we ourselves, let it be anathema, okay? One gospel, it is faith in Christ. You know, and I know that we've probably said this, 800 times today? It can't be said enough. It cannot be said enough, because that's why we have churches all over the world that teach things that you have to do, okay? After you're saved, then do. Then do. Not before and not for after being saved, but for gratitude of being saved, okay? Read that again. If we insert the law, we seek to establish our own righteousness apart from Christ. In this there can be no hope. Only by faith in Christ can we possess his righteousness. The righteousness which is from God by faith. That's Paul's words. Charles Ellicott states this concerning the final two clauses of this verse. His words, this verse is notable as describing the true righteousness, first imperfectly as coming through faith of Jesus Christ, a description which discloses to us only its means and not its origin. Next, completely, as a righteousness coming from God on the sole condition of faith. Faith being here viewed not as the means, but as the condition of receiving the divine gift. It's not the means, it is the condition. You do this and you will receive the gift, okay? It is by grace through faith.